Hey guys, this is Jacqueline over here at Homeschool Hangout.xyz, and today we're going to talk about tips to help your children get the most out of their nonfiction reading. And this is for all ages, starting at very young elementary school. If you like these kinds of tips and tricks how-to videos, do me a favor, thumbs up, like, subscribe, buy me a coffee, join my Facebook group, join my Discord server, I don't know, schedule some coaching, whatever. All the stuff's down at the bottom. And join my newsletter over at homeschoolhangout.xyz and let's chat. So, one of the things that I'm a big proponent of, especially when your children are in elementary school, is not using a lot of textbooks. I find them boring and jumpy and all the things, meaning I don't want to read excerpts. I don't want to just read an abridged timeline, all that stuff. I'm not real big on textbooks. I've been very open and honest with it. But then that means your kids need to read some nonfiction books. And sometimes when I talk to parents, that can be a challenge. They find them boring. They find them, hard to understand, this, that, and the other thing. So I was actually talking to another parent doing some coaching, and I realized that I had received a piece of information that I think you all need to receive. And what that is you can either help your child expand their reading level or help them digest nonfiction material. Doing the two together is very hard. So my first big tip is your nonfiction books should be maybe a little below your child's reading level, at least. And so what do I mean by that? Well, here are some elementary and junior high books, maybe high school books, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Somebody left a straw wrapper in there because they were rereading it again. These are fiction books. Fiction, fake. Nonfiction, not fake. That's how I remembered when I was a child. And this is in many ways where you grow reading comprehension and reading ability. In many ways. And so they follow a story, they understand complex themes, all that stuff. You get that out of fiction. And especially in elementary school, when you read nonfiction, you're looking for facts and concepts and things like that. So I've actually pulled a couple of my encyclopedias because I did not go to the library to research this the way I should have. The Kingsfisher First Human Body Encyclopedia. So this is Usborne. I think it was originally this. It has died out to that, but I'm not sure which way that went. We've had it a long time, needless to say. When you open this up, there's a lot of stuff in here. Now remember, this is an encyclopedia. This isn't a book to read. But I'm going to look at the outer covering, the skin. Your skin covers your body like a thick overcoat. Although it's only 1/10 of an inch thick, skin forms a barrier between you and the outside world. It keeps germs from getting inside your body, protects you from damage and the harmful rays in the sunlight, and keeps you from drying out. That is not a very dense or reading advanced paragraph, is it? And so it's easy to go, that seems a little below my kids. Well, let's be clear. We got that it's a living overcoat, about 1/10 of an inch thick. It's a barrier. It protects you from germs from getting inside your body, protects you from damage and sun. Those are some facts, right? And if you're studying the skin, you could get a much more complex book that talks about more things. But as books go up the reading comprehension ladder, they become so dense and thick and heavy with material, it can be too much for a kid to understand. So I'll use, for example, I love this. This is one of my favorite things. I will keep this forever. And it is the Illustrated Dictionary of Math. It sounds complicated because I would say this is great for a high school or college kid. If you're looking at up things, and we've used it just for like teaching a concept here or there. But these words, so I'm looking at information from graphs. These words are not very hard. The text is not very dense. This is something that I would assume a 6th grader could easily read. I would assume. Now, I understand my kids are big readers, but I mean like 6th grade level. But when I look at it, let's see, gradients and tangent. Finding the slope of a graph involves dividing the distance along the y-axis by the distance along the x-axis. As a result of this, a graph's slope can give further information about the relationship between the quantities illustrated by the graph. The table below shows examples of information the slope can provide. Displacement, velocity, and mass are y. X is time, and volume. Slope shows velocity, acceleration, and density. That's this much. That is a lot of dense information in words that your child can easily read, but a concept that's too hard. So I advocate, I beg you to let your kids read books that seem too young for them with nonfiction. That is something that helps so very much. Now, other things you can do to help them digest their nonfiction reading. One, let them reread their books lots. That's another thing. You get a book from the library, and I have done this with my kids. I don't even know if they remember, where the assignment was, go read this book on, let's say, Jupiter. And it's only 20 pages, 30 pages, and it's got big pictures in it. It's gorgeous. Okay, I'd like 3 facts that you've learned. Okay, boop, boop, boop. Do me a favor. Why don't you look over it again? You say this the next day or the day after. Our library lets us check out books for 3 weeks without renewing. Then they reread it. Okay, can you give me 3 different facts? That's one way to do it. One way to help them expand. Or give me all the facts you can think of. Then look at it again. Give me some more facts. That really can help them. Now, as they get older and they need to read more and more stuff, more dense stuff, there is nothing wrong with keeping notes while you read. I don't like to write in books. What can I say? It's my own trauma, I'm sure. But I had notebooks of notes of things I've read. I actually have, hold on a second. I actually still have, this is research I did on the Israeli wars over years. And they've got the little index, and I've got the sources on the back. You can help your kids build their own resources like this. So if you want them to learn all about planets one year, you have them get a variety of books. And one of the things about getting young books is each book will have some different facts. So they might read 3 books on Jupiter instead of just reading 1. But they're easy to consume books that they can read quickly and feel mastery over, which is very important for learning. And you have them write down their facts. Then you have them file them either in this ancient and decrepit box, which you can tell I've moved because it's got tape around it that I had to cut open, or in a binder, or in an online document. And here are all my facts from Jupiter and where I got them. Well, now they're building I believe it's actually called a Zeitgeist. It's you put your information on cards and you index them. And you're building a resource. So later, when you go, great, you've read 3 books about Jupiter, 3 books about Mars, and you've gone through, I'd like you to review your notes and give me a summary of what all the cool things you know about Jupiter, or how it's different than Mars, or whatever challenge you want to give them. That will help them understand how to take the facts that they have gotten out of that nonfiction book and convert them into something usable. Plus, I kind of prescribe to Einstein. I figure he's pretty smart. He knows what he's doing. Einstein didn't memorize a lot of facts. So helping them catalog their facts means they can go back and go, oh, you know what? It's been 3 years. I'm researching Jupiter again. I'm going to go look over the cliff notes that I wrote myself from all those books. And I got to be honest, these juvenile nonfiction books, I've watched my kids kill it on Jeopardy categories because they read these books that look like they're in like 2nd or 3rd grade level, maybe 4th grade level. And they're 6th grade and they're reading them and they are killing it with the information. That in many ways is my biggest tip. Do not try to necessarily teach a lot of reading comprehension from nonfiction books. That's not what it's there for. Also, you can, this is still historical books, still it's fiction, but historical books like the Odyssey, you can also find children's versions of those to let them read first before they read the harder book. We kind of did that with history as my kids got older. They read a lot of things, let's say, about George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, all of that in the young books. Then they got to slightly older books. They got more things, more complex themes, more facts. Then they read more advanced books. And Yes, it takes time, but it helps them learn how to approach it. It gives them a sense of mastery, and it helps them to learn. And isn't that what we're really here for? To give them a love of learning and to help them learn? It doesn't have to be hard. The biggest tip I have is letting them read books that are too young for them. Yeah, I know. I think I'm actually going to call this why you should let your kids read books that are too young for them. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about all this? Do you think I am nuts? Do you think I'm crazy? I might be. I just don't think I am about this. I want to know what your thoughts are, though. Do me a favor, comment, let me know. Be nice, be clean. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.